our father, Maria's and mine, went somewhere to work and disappeared. It was when I was in 5th grade and Maria in 1st. More precisely, that's when he vanished into thin air. Before that, he would just leave and disappear for several months. He wasn't tied down with our mother, Dad was a free bird. So, he traveled around the country here and there. He'd return when and how he wanted, but always with money and gifts. Mother tolerated it because she loved him to distraction. Vladimir, come back soon, she'd plead. Oh, enough of your nonsense, wait with presents. He'd casually kiss her and vanish. While he was away, Uncle Nikolai, Dad's brother, looked after us. Maybe he liked Mom. He never said. He never paid her any special attention, we could just always count on him. How are you doing, Taisia? Uncle Nikolai would ask as he came in, like always. Hooray! Uncle Nikolai's here. I'd shout and run to hug him. Hey there, Dennis. Nikolai would briefly embrace me. As far as I'm concerned, he'd make a better father. On weekends, Uncle Nikolai would take Maria and me out while Mom rested. Sometimes she'd join us, other times she'd prefer to stay home, pondering her difficult life and fate. When I grew up, Uncle Nikolai brought home a gymnastics wall bar and set it up in the hallway. Dad had been gone for almost half a year by then, so I helped him mount the equipment. Maria stood aside, watching how skillfully Uncle set up the pull-up bar, ropes, and rings. Uncle Nikolai, why aren't you married? Maria, wise beyond her years from overhearing Mom's conversations with her friends, commented. You're so handy, any woman would snatch you up with those golden hands of yours. No one suits me, Maria. If someone does, I'll marry her. And you, don't you want your own children? Maria shrugged comically. I'm fine with you for now, Uncle. Are you trying to get rid of me? She squinted. Maria wasn't a fool. Me? She widened her eyes. Come on, Uncle Nikolai, I'm always happy to see you. In the evening, I asked Maria, why do you cling to him? He might get offended and stop coming. Daddy brings gifts, Maria dreamily said. He'll come back soon, probably. Oh, you fool, you've been bought with gifts. Do you know how much those pieces of equipment he brought us cost? But I don't want anything, I want dresses and dolls. I'm not a monkey to climb on your pull-up bars. This time Maria waited in vain for our father, he didn't come. But Uncle Nikolai visited us twice and locked himself in the kitchen with Mom. He said something to her, and Mom cried bitterly. Taya, don't cry, I won't abandon you, you know him, give him something sweeter and softer. Mom's voice wailed, she really wailed, and then she cried bitterly for a long time. Uncle Nikolai came to us as before. To help, to fix things, to take the kids out. One day he talked to Mom about his feelings, and I eavesdropped with a clear conscience. Nikolai, I'm not what you need, you're such a good man, you deserve happiness, real happiness. Well, I guess I know better who I need, Uncle Nikolai stubbornly said. What if he comes back? Nikolai didn't respond. I'll still wait for him, I love him, Nikolai, I can't help it, if you're sure you need someone like me, without a heart. I tiptoed away from the door, ready to scold Mom. What a fool. Found someone to love and wait for, ugh. We carried on living. Maria was all about our father, where there's food, there's a feast, could I blame her? She seemed to realize too that waiting for father with gifts was pointless. And Uncle Nikolai tried, he worked for our big family. Mom gave birth to his son, Vadim. There seemed to be no end to Uncle Nikolai's happiness. He married Mom, and everything started falling into place. I finished school without any honors and was supposed to go to college on a scholarship. Mom beamed like a samovar. We'll have a scholar in the family, huh, Nikolai? And what about us, aren't we part of it, too, eating cabbage soup? Oh, stop it, what scholar? I blushed and waved it off. Pour me some champagne instead, let me try it. Oh, but you haven't tried it before, Maria snorted. Vadim clumsily crawled around, trying to climb onto the table and wreck it. Nikolai grabbed him and sat him on his lap. "Come on, son, look at yourself, you're not a baby anymore." Vadim immediately grabbed his spoon, put it to his nose, and crossed his eyes, clowning around. Everyone laughed. Was that the doorbell? Maria's ears perked up. Mom opened it and retreated into the room. In the doorway stood our father. Silence fell. He looked around and said, "What are you all doing? Go on, carry on." We stayed silent. Vadim slid off Uncle Nikolai and went towards the new uncle. Father didn't pay him any attention, and Mom picked Vadim up and shielded herself with him like a shield. Uncle Nikolai stood up and swayed. "Where are you going?" Mom asked in a voice that wasn't hers. I need some fresh air." And he left, gently pushing his brother aside with his shoulder. I stood up, ready to follow him, and Maria followed me. "Dad, look at these fashionable clothes he brought," he offered to my surprise. Surprisingly, Maria didn't even look at him. She caught up with me in the hallway and whispered in my ear. "Let me go after him, and you better listen to what's going to happen." "But..." "Come on, Dennis, you're better at eavesdropping." "There, she's right. Go be a spy." Maria ran after Nikolai, while I hid in the corridor with horror, thinking that mother finally found her true love. What would happen to our family now? "Tay, what's going on? Did you marry Nikolai?" Father asked sarcastically. While mother remained silent. "Taya, enough of this nonsense. Whoever it is, wherever he's gone, it's over," she finally said. "I'm back," I announced, hearing some commotion, a slap, and Vadim's frightened cry. "Get out of here, Vladimir," mother snapped. "Taya, what's gotten into you?" "That's enough," I said. "Leave." "Nobody was waiting for you here," father retorted. "You're lying. I can see it in your eyes." "Eyes don't lie," mother insisted. "Well, I've said my piece," she cut him off. Father exited moments later, spotting me in the corridor. "Eavesdropping, huh? You'll go far with that." But I didn't care what she thought of me. I headed into the room, thinking mother must be there. Distraught. But she was calming Vadim, fixing her hair and the table simultaneously, like Julius Caesar. "Phew, almost ruined the celebration, huh?" Mother smiled, albeit slightly crookedly. "So, where are they all?" Vadim had already forgotten about the scolding from Uncle. He was happy, now that nobody was bothering him. I went outside. Maria and Uncle Nikolai were sitting across the road in the park. She clung to his hand with her little hands and rested her head on his shoulder, as if afraid he would disappear if she let go. I approached them from behind and looked at them. I had wanted to say this for so long. I circled the bench, looked at Nikolai's lost face. "Dad, Mom's calling." "Let's go," I said. Nikolai's hands trembled. Maria immediately placed her hands on top of his. She lifted her head, looked at him. "It's true, let's go, Dad." We walked. After all, today was a celebration. I graduated from school.